Early. Okay, let's go, guys. Sorry for that. Technical problems. But it happens, even in Web3, especially in Web3. Anyway, so who likes to understand an industry based on numbers? Cool. So you're at the right place at the right time. Okay, we lost a few minutes, but that's life. So I'm from DappRadar, and we collect data from tons of blockchains, I will tell you. And this data I have compiled for you, spent countless hours preparing data for you guys and girls to explain to you the Web3 industry and where it comes from and where it's going. We don't have a lot of time, but we have a lot of slides, okay? And the reason for that is that I want you to get an overview, get hyped, and then you have the possibility to see these numbers yourself at your own time later on, okay? So no stress, you have access to all of this data, okay? All right, so in the presentation, we're gonna talk about 3 metrics mainly and put them into perspective. So transactions, clearly what that is, right? We count transactions. Unique active wallets, UAW, which is quite an important metric which we calculated DappRadar by putting a lot of resources into these calculations. So it's how many unique wallets have interacted with a dApp. And a dApp is a collection of smart contracts, right, that belong to the dApp, Uniswap, and so on, right, Alien Wells, blah, blah. So that's another metric we're going to talk about. And also volume, which is the US dollar denominated amount of money that is sent to the dApp, okay? So you will see these numbers across the presentation, and I want you to know what they mean. Also on the bottom here, you can see, to get a perspective, okay? So this data is from 14,000 dApps, 51 blockchains, across 9 categories. That you will see those, right? So it's quite a vast amount of data that we have here that went into this presentation. So you will get access actually to this crazy thing here. Not sure why it's not playing anymore, but it doesn't matter. I created like a diagram where I overlaid the KPIs with the Bitcoin chart and put them into the years where exactly they happened. So you will have access to this later on. It's quite cool. You spend half an hour, you get quite interesting information from there. You don't have to. You get the QR code at the end. Yeah. So, what is the most? Where are the most transactions on the blockchain coming from? What do you think? From which type of Web3 dApp? DeFi. Okay. Games. Okay. Games. Okay. Because that's why we are on this track. So games on 2020. So this is data from our own data lake. You had a lot of gambling happening. DeFi was pretty strong, but games were not that strong. I'm jumping over 21. 22, it went up like mad to 74% of transactions on the blockchain. 51 blockchains, okay? Like, I'm not talking about only Ethereum, I'm talking about 51 blockchains, yeah? That we are tracking. Went up to massive amount. If you compare this to mobile app stores, it's pretty much actually it's stronger than mobile app stores. Mobile app stores is about 60% games. Yeah, so that's pretty impressive. This is data from this year. The year is not over, so I'll show you this in months. So you can see that games is still the biggest category. It's going down a little bit. DeFi is somewhere, you know. So games, okay? That's why you're here, and I think this is the most interesting category. This chart shows you the daily active, unique active wallets on a daily basis. So unique active wallets, I explained to you what is before. You see that here, somewhere in July 21, games started to surpass DeFi. Okay? And since then, games are still the top category. Trending a bit down because you know why, okay? Bear market. So to summarize, today in June, 75% of blockchain activity is from games. That's massive. The problem is, 40% are bots, allegedly. This is an article from Cointelegraph. By the way, on every slide, you are going to have the source on the bottom, so you can double check me and call me out on Twitter later, okay? Okay, then it's not going to be just numbers, but I want to give you a perspective at the beginning, right? Funny enough, the blockchain with the most unique active wallets, like people actually spending time when it comes to games, is Wax blockchain, okay? It's like massive compared to Polygon, BNB, and so on. And maybe the reason is Alien Wells, because that's a very popular game, and that's on Wax. Yeah? We have put it in perspective how much money is moving through the industry. So you have 19 billion of volume in Web3 Games 22. In that same year, you had about 183 billion in the whole total gaming industry. Yeah? Everything, not just Web3. So that's a 9x difference. So we still have a lot of space to grow. And these numbers, I mean, 19 billion, you come from zero in 5 years with, let's say, CryptoKitties, the first thing, right, where you could play a little bit or breeding cats and stuff. You come from 0 to 19 billion in 5 years is quite impressive. Yeah, and to put it even more in perspective, Robbie Ferguson from Immutable, you know them from Immutable X and stuff, they're basically saying, listen, there is 100 billion spent on in-game items in general, not just Web3. And he thinks that there's a lot of potential for that money to move into Web3 and into NFTs and into the blockchain. So that's nice. And also another example from CSGO, which is basically just comparing here the last 5 years of volume, of money moving through this game, just for skins and these in-game items, and top 5 NFTs combined. So basically you see there is a lot of potential. We're not even, so top 5 NFTs, right? This is CryptoPunks and apes and everything. And we think that makes a lot of money. CSGO alone is massive, bigger than the whole NFT industry, yeah? That's all fine, because we're coming. And what is very impressive, by the way, this is from our data lake, our own data store. 760,000 unique active wallets are playing games, Web3 games on a daily basis. Imagine, it's unique active wallets. 40% bots, okay? For now, we are working on it as an industry to block them, and we will manage, but you know, it's a fight. Okay, so we even had 1 million, that's why I have this chart again. You remember this from before. You had 1 million daily active in April, but then it went a bit down. Yeah, but I think we're gonna get back there. But here comes the part where, so we talked about numbers, they will come back again, but I want to also share a little bit of my personal agenda here, right, about Web3 games. So I want to understand, are actually these games for traders or for players? Because if you think about it, the early versions of these games, they were mostly for traders, in my opinion. If you don't agree, let me know, yeah? But it was about making money, right? Like we even called it play to earn, right? Was it sustainable? Maybe not, yeah? So I think we should build for players, and let's see. We started with CryptoKitties, which was, everyone knows, but the cool thing about it is that they introduced ERC 721, which is opened up the floodgates for a lot of NFTs and NFT-fi kind of thing, where you can stake your NFTs and make money and lend them and stuff. So that's really cool. We then moved over to Wolf Game and Wizards and Dragons, and who played this stuff? Played, yeah? Invested. Yeah, there was not much to do. You could just stake them and hope for the best, yeah? Chicken, Zedrun, whatever. But then came a bit better game. It's, you know, you could do a bit more, yeah? Axie is still nice. I'm not against Axie. I'm just saying, you know, it's not a lot of fun, yeah? So we called it play to earn, yeah? But is it fun? In my opinion, it's not mega fun, but we're moving into that direction. So let's see if it was a lot of fun back then. If you have a CryptoKitty, floor price is not the best. If you played Wolf Game, I don't know if that's a lot of fun now. Zedrun, a lot of fun, right? I love it. And then Axie, mega fun. Wow, yeah? So, okay, you get my point, okay? So the thing is that the blockchain gaming, the early market was not very sustainable. This is from Jason Dooney, from product officer from Legends at War. It's a game, and basically it just summarizes what we kind of were laughing about, is that it was not really sustainable models, and we're moving forward. I mean, you know this stuff. If you don't know, now you know, okay? And I want to, because I'm going to look at some more numbers, and I want to put it into perspective for you, and I think it's quite interesting. So traders invest money, okay? Clearly, but also traders, if you watch YouTube videos on how to do trading and stuff, you have to extract value from the market so that it then belongs to you, so you don't lose money again when it goes down. So traders invest money and they extract value, and players invest time and they add value, okay? And which KPIs can we use to kind of approximate this? So the volume number that you will see also on the next screens, in my opinion, represents where is the money invested? Where are traders at home, right? Where you would find this kind of mindset. And when you see unique active wallets and a trend up, then that's my opinion, people investing time, because it's unique active wallets, right? Minus the 40% bots. You know, people really investing time. And if you look at this here, this is from DappRadar. So yeah, we do this kind of number crunching and rankings. I would recommend going there. If you do this, this is just games. last 30 days, okay? All the blockchains, no filter on that. So where are the most people spending their time, unique active wallets, yeah? And you can see lately it was Sweat Economy, Iskra. Iskra is like a combination of smaller games, but anyway, Alien Worlds, which is quite impressive, and so on, right? So you can see where people are really investing their lifetime, okay? If you look at volume, I sorted by volume now, you see that, because here you didn't see Axie, right? Where is Axie? What the hell, yeah? Yeah, because most people are traders on Axie because they don't want to make money. They don't want to have fun, okay? So this is kind of how you can read these tables that we have on the platform, okay? And we were, a few days ago when I prepared this presentation, asking, hey, our blockchain game's fun, and like almost half said it's actually fun. But it is like statistics from right now where there are some fun games, right? It's not like we are just in NFT land. But some, quarters still just want to make money. And yeah, and if you click, actually, you can click on this thread because there's interesting comments there. They're actually posting which games they find interesting. So we're moving into the fun, right? So having fun. Alien Worlds is fun. DeFi Kingdoms is fun. Illuvium will be fun, hopefully. Yeah? It's in beta right now. Star Atlas. Okay, don't bash this. Okay, it's in pre-alpha. That's how they call it right now. But what I'm actually saying, good games take time to implement, okay? I'm a developer, VP of engineering, I can tell you it's a lot of work. I'm not doing games, but I know it's hardcore, because I was doing it in my private time, just trying it out. It's a lot of work. So you will have AAA studios actually investing tons of money into this. And that's why right now it's like in between the shitty games and the really good ones, okay? So we are at exactly in between, so no investment advice, but you might want to grab some interesting projects. So how much money is flowing into this industry, investment money from investors, to actually help create these great games, okay? So this is for this year, so it's the most newest data I can give you. It's a lot of money per month. It's a bit less than last year, honestly. So this is a run rate. If you just approximate it or extrapolate it to the end of the year, it's $5 billion that will flow into this industry, into Web3 games. Last year it was 7 billion. Okay, let's see. The year's not over. We might still have some positive news coming out. Then this one is very interesting from CoinGecko. Again, the source is down here. You can check it later. The top game in Web3 and the top game in Web2. Okay, how many daily users, active users? Yeah. So we have 200,000, 230,000 in Alien Worlds. So it's because that's why Wax blockchain is so busy, right? Because this game is very interesting. And Roblox has like 100 times that per day, okay? So we have a lot of ways to go, yeah? But if you compare Alien Worlds as a card game with Magic the Gathering, Magic has 370,000 and Alien Worlds has 230. So it's not so far away if you compare the same category with each other. So I have to move a bit faster because, yeah. So almost done. I recommend you to read this article because this shows explains which top publishers are coming into the industry, and it's Ubisoft, Square Enix, Sega, and so on, Atari. If you heard about Sega, they are not doing NFT games or Web3 games. Not true. Okay, they're just saying that they're not putting it on their biggest games. They will put it on smaller titles, but they will. Okay, so if you read this article, you get the truth, in my opinion. So the whole thing started with, I want to own my assets, but honestly, time is the most valuable asset. So how many players are playing the game is a bit more interesting than how much money they are moving around, because you can also fake that a bit with bots. So in my opinion, my agenda is gameplay first and financial benefits later, because otherwise people just extract value from your game instead of adding, right? And so that's quite important. So time is money, and I want to give you access to this crazy diagram. You will love it. So scan this code. Over there, you also find the link to my Twitter and to this article and everything, to the whole presentation that you have seen today. Thank you very much. I'm around for chat.
Thank you, sir.